Did you know that there are three things that you should never, under any circumstance, say in your business? And these three things could absolutely be killing the success of your business, whether or not you're doing really well, whether or not you're attracting the right people, whether or not you're scaring them away. And you don't want to do any of those things. Absolutely not. So let's talk about the three things you never want to say in your business. All right, the first thing you never want to say in your business, and this is something that many of us suffer with, having grown up, always having to do this, right? We always, absolutely always had to do this, regardless of who you're around, even if it wasn't our fault, right? You never want to say sorry in your business, okay? There's a couple reasons why you never, ever want to say sorry. One, it gives a negative energy in your business. Okay. You want to come across as confident. Now, again, we always grow up saying, I'm sorry, I didn't do it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you do it too. But anytime that my brother or my mother and I are all in the same room, if I hear a noise, something falls, something crashes, I wasn't anywhere around, I'll say, oh, sorry, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I don't know why. Trauma, maybe. I don't know. But you don't want to say it in your business because, again, it gives off this really negative energy. And we don't want that, right? We don't want a negative energy. Instead, when somebody's like, oh, I hate this, or I don't like this, or this was awful information, or I didn't understand this, so I just, because you know how people can be. People can be so much less than nice online, right? They're just like, go find something that makes you happy, right? When they say these negative things, let's push aside the fact that it probably hurts our feelings, right? Because we don't ever want anybody to be all angry and mean. In business, you need that tough outer shell. Instead of saying sorry to these comments, instead, let's say, thanks for sharing your thoughts, or thanks for that input, or thanks, I'll take that into consideration. First and foremost, there are people on the internet. They're absolutely not in your life. They're not here. They're not present. They cannot physically hurt you. Their words are sticks and stones. Okay? Just drop them, put them back. But I don't want to hear you saying sorry because you did nothing wrong. You shared probably a piece of amazing information that somebody just disagreed with. And in this world, you can disagree with people. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. You don't have to say sorry for it. All right. You can have a great conversation with this person, but instead of saying sorry, you want to say, thanks for sharing your opinion. Thanks for sharing that piece of advice. Thanks for blah, 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 blah. Let's not give your business that negative connotation. You didn't do anything wrong. You shared a piece of information that somebody probably was extremely confused about. Number two, let's not say or consume the word better. And I get this all the time. I get asked this all the time. When people are like, well, what makes you better? Or what makes your business better than so-and-so's business? Or are you better than so-and-so? That implies that we have the same business or that we have the same service. No two people, hear me, no two people, no matter what business you're in, run the same business. Now, this is for business coaches, this is for accountants, this is for VAs, this is for anybody in the affiliate marketing world, in the multi-level marketing world. Doesn't matter if you're selling the same products. You probably are selling the same products if you're in one of those MLM businesses. You're selling the same fitness, you're selling the same powders, you're selling the same lipsticks, you're selling the same leggings, you're selling, in that aspect, you are selling the same, okay? But what makes you better? You are the entire difference to your business. And you're not better because that implies that you run the exact same business. You run an entirely different business. You are what makes your business entirely different. How you come across to people is entirely different. I might have some of the very same information that business coach X, Y, and Z have, but I'm going to come at it with a different approach. I am a mother first and foremost. I am going to fit all of my work in when it's convenient for me, whether that's in the dead of night, when everybody else is sleeping in an office that I have yet to finish, but that's in another part of the room, or another part of the house where they cannot hear me, no matter how loud I am and how much I echo, which really stinks for recording. And eventually I will finish my office. But when I am coaching, I am an entirely different business owner than coaches X, Y, and Z. I am going to teach you how to be an entrepreneur without it being an entire consuming effect on your life. Whatever business that you are in, whether you're selling a powder, same powder as girl A, B, and C, right? How you're approaching that sale of that powder is entirely different. Is the powder for health and wellness? Is the powder for mental clarity? Is the powder to get you out of bed after a long night of the kids crying? And it just gives you that oomph. Whereas Coach B is selling the powder for weight loss. It probably is the same side effect, but what are you selling your product for? How is it making you different? So we're not going to say better. We're not going to hear better. We're not going to consume better. We're not going to be better. We have entirely different businesses. No matter what business that you are in, you have an entirely different business than somebody else. So we're not going to hear better. We're not going to say better. You're not better. They're not better. No one's better. You have two different businesses and you each are amazing. Run your business at that. So far, we have two things. You're not going to say sorry. You're not in middle school. You do not have to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. You can say thanks for that information and you can move on. Number two, we're not better. They are not better. You have an entirely different business. You run an entirely different business, and that makes you unique, special, and amazing. And number three, we're not going to say the word discount anymore. It is a word that is ingrained in us. It means, Black Friday sales, discounts, blah, blah, blah. No, we're not going to say discount anymore. We're going to say offer. We have an offer for you. Discount sounds cheap. I don't know how many of you grew up with the madhouses of Black Fridays. I used to love them. I didn't shop, but I absolutely used to go, and I used to get my Annie Ann's pretzel and I'd get a little Slurpee thingy and I would sit and I would just people watch. I loved it because people go nuts over a discount. But here's the thing about them going nuts over a discount is that these stores that sadly are no longer in business, they sold cheap stuff, right? You went and you got the cheap stuff that was on discount. It wasn't an offer to you. It wasn't something that lasted forever. The one time that I did Black Friday shop and I got a couple of comforters and I got a bed set and all sorts of stuff, I have no idea how long I kept that. Probably that first year. I remember the one set fell apart. The comforter ripped like 2 weeks later. It was cheap. And the word discount implies cheap. And you, my dear, are not cheap. You are not cheap. Your stuff is not cheap. Your business is not cheap. Your advice is not cheap. You are not cheap. You have an offer to give somebody. You do not have a discount to give somebody. You have an offer, even when that offer is of a lesser price. Because let's be honest, we all have sale periods of the year. If you're not hitting the sale periods of a year, you absolutely should. You're missing out. But you still have a special offer that's at a lower rate. It's not a discount. You're not discounting anything. You're not discounting your information. You are offering them the opportunity to get in before the price goes up. Yes, is it similar? Sort of. But is it different? Absolutely. So we're not going to say discount anymore because you are not cheap. You do not offer discounts. You have offers of amazing things to give to your audience. So if you don't have your audience yet, you can absolutely get them from wherever. But the easiest place to start landing clients is in Facebook's groups. So if you don't know how to do that yet, you can grab landing clients with Facebook's right there. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about getting your clients. But with these 3 things that you are never going to say or accept in your business, it's going to make that training, the landing clients with Facebook groups, so much more and easy to work with, because you're going to know that you're not going to say sorry. No more saying sorry. Nobody's better than you because you do not have the same business. You are amazing, and you no longer are going to give discounts. No more discounts. You have amazing offers for people, and that makes you unique. Don't forget, leave a comment, question at the bottom. Tell me you were here. Say, hey, which of these things are you most guilty of doing? And which of these things are you going to start changing today? I will see you guys right back here next month. Bye.